What's going on, everybody, and a warm welcome back, not to the Whiskey Cove. As they say in the entertainment business, and I believe I kind of am in the entertainment business here, give the people what they want, which is why we're at a new store, and that is Total Wine and More. And we're going to try and do the 5 bourbon Reddit challenge. You only ever need 5 bourbons, with again another $200 budget. So let's go ahead and go inside the store and see what we can find. Folks, we're in the store right now, and I haven't been in Total Wine & More for like a year right now, so I don't quite know what to expect here. So just to remind ourselves, for the 5 bourbon challenge, we need a daily drinker, a cheap and an inexpensive mixer, we need a Friday night pour, we need something to impress our guests, and we need something special. So let's go over to the Whiskey Owl and see what we'll find there. I have seen $17.92. This would make an amazing daily drinker, but I just think that's a little bit too pricey. I think we can do a little bit better than that. We have a bunch of different things over here, some good low stuff right there, but again, a little bit out of our budget because the full-size bottles are $46.99. Nothing else really around this area, but I did see Evan Williams again down here. Again, $17.99 for the bottled in bond. I think we're going to pick that up as the daily sipper because I think it's a great daily sipper. It's inexpensive and you can find it at most places, and it's 100 proof. So we're going to get this here. And again, like I said, they have a couple of different other options in terms of cheapness. They have the 1.75s, which are $30, but we're going to go for this one over here. So that's going to be our daily drinker here. Mixer, I was hoping they'd have Old Grandad 114 or bonded, because I think that would be perfect. They have the original Evan Williams there, but not quite mixing material. So let's keep looking and see if we can find this cheap, inexpensive mixer here. I think last time, folks, we missed the early times bottled in bond. That's $23.99. We were going to go with as the mixer last time, but I think we're definitely going to go with it now. As you can see, this sells out pretty fast, and for $23.99, it is the Sazerac version, but I think this is a perfect mixer to add to the 5 bourbons. Next up, we need a Friday night pour, and from what I've seen so far, I think this video might be a little bit difficult because I'm not feeling the bottle selection just yet, but hopefully we can find it. So Friday night pour, something that's not too expensive, but something that's really tasty and something that we can find. So let's take a look here. It'd be nice if they had the Old Forester 1910 for $59.99, or we could go with a Statesman. Not the biggest fan of that, so I think we can do better. So I think what we'll go for, just looking at this list, if you haven't tried Redwood Pipe Dream Bourbon, guys, you are missing out. For $36.49, it's a little bit more than I'd like to pay, but I think this definitely fills you only need a Friday night pour. So we're going to grab that as the Friday night pour. We're going to do some Matthew and see what we have left for something to impress our guests, and then something a little bit special. I've had one of these Angel's Envies before. This is coming in at 52.85 ABV. $105 is way above our budget. I wasn't too impressed with them, but it might be right up your street for port barrel finish. So I was looking over here, and I saw this guy. We were so close to buying this before, but I think I'm going to pick it up now because I think this is a great bottle to impress our guests. I think coming in at 52.5% alcohol and coming in at, I think it was $63.99. Yes, it's an expensive bottle, but it's just like that really nice toasted oak kind of palette with this guy, and for the money I think it's a great whiskey. And I think, you know, with the French oak stay finishing as well, and a little bit of the information on the back about the whiskey, it's a really good whiskey to pop out when your friends come over. You can talk a little bit about what they're doing, and Penelope is just a really great brand that's going places. So with this, we'll put this in the cart here. Something special. I could have definitely gone with this Oregon Spirit, $44.99, well within budget, but I think even though they just started distributing nationally, it is a very good whiskey. I want to go with something a little bit different here. I'm thinking if we could have gone with the Michter's Small Batch Bourbon down here, $43.99, definitely a very special and good whiskey there. Or we could have gone with the Maker's Mark 101 and just kind of moved a few things around and used this as like a Friday night pour. However, choices are limited here, so ultimately I'm going to go for this guy. And I know we saw it last time, but it's that good of a whiskey. Old Forester 1920, $54.99. One runs right in budget, coming in at 57.5% alcohol, so right in line with our budget. And what a beautiful and special bottle this is. You can crack this out for any occasion, and no one's going to be dissatisfied with this whiskey. So let's go and total how much we have, and let's go through the bottles. So far, we have all the bourbons we needed. The pressure has been on, definitely in this round. The heat has been on, the bourbon aisle has been full, so it's been really difficult to film. But we have everything for $197. So let's go through exactly what we have. Daily drinker, we have the Evan Williams bottled in bond. And for a cheap mixer, we have the Early Times Bottled and Bond. And for a Friday night pour, we had the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream, which is a fantastic bourbon. And then we had the Penelope Architect as a bottle to impress our guests. Again, this coming in at 52% alcohol. I think that's a really great bourbon to impress our guests. And then lastly, we needed something special. Can't think of a better bottle. You could pull this out for someone who's just getting into whiskey and they'll love it. You could pull this out for a seasoned veteran and they would absolutely love this too. Put in a cocktail if you must, put it with an ice cube if you must, and it will still be fantastic. And coming in and bringing us up to the $197, $198 budget, perfect whiskey. So like we did last time, folks, we're just gonna go around, we're gonna go around Total Wine here so you can see a couple of different things and see what they sell and kind of what their selection is here. This isn't the biggest Total Wine in the world, but it's definitely a decent sized one. So let's take a look at what they have. And we are out. We asked the question, could we do the 5 bourbon Reddit challenge on a budget under $200? Yes, we did. And we did it here at Total Wine and More. So it got really close. Again, very similar to last time, around $197, $198. So happy we found that Old Forester 1920. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. We'll try to do a couple more of these as well. There's a couple of big grocery stores and also big liquor stores here in Colorado. So we'll do a couple more of these videos. So I just wanted to finish up here down in the Whiskey Cove here, folks. And I just wanted to say, it was a little bit maybe shorter than I wanted that video to be, but it wasn't the biggest Total Wine store. And it was actually really busy for whatever reason. Usually it's a little bit quieter on a Sunday afternoon because the football's on. However, definitely wasn't there today. There was a lot of stuff running around as well. And I didn't want to ask permission to film there because I feel like Total Wine is just like this really rigid corporate company that doesn't really kind of sign off and stuff like that. So I'd rather ask for forgiveness instead of permission. However, we didn't get caught and we didn't get kicked out but we didn't really have too much information and time to kind of film too covertly. However, overall impression of Total Wine, like I said in the video, I haven't been back there for about a year. They didn't have anything allocated out. They didn't have any Heaven Hill allocation. They didn't have any Buffalo Trace. You know, and I see Buffalo Trace everywhere in Colorado, but for whatever reason, Total Wine didn't have any there. I did ask if they have anything special, if they had anything allocated, and I just kind of got stonewalled. There was a time when I actually spent quite a decent amount of money at Total Wine, but not recently, that's for sure, in the last year. But like I said, they had some really interesting store picks with our Maker's Mark store picks. They had a bunch of that as well. They might be pretty decent, but Maker's Mark are generally pretty good store picks there. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I wanted to do something that maybe I wanted to do a store that folks are around who watch this video can maybe relate to, because Total Wine are in quite a lot of states there. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider being one. We would love to have you here in the community. And as we say on this channel, as we drink through the world's whiskeys one glass at a time, cheers.